like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at Harry Mack.
Oh, nice.
This should be pretty interesting. He's kind of taking the world by storm right now.
Absolutely.
And he's got this whole positive energy in his music, especially the freestyle stuff.
Yeah.
But looking at all this material you sent over, interviews, articles.
Yeah.
I get the feeling there's more to it, like there's something deeper going on here.
Totally agree. I mean, yeah, on the surface, you've got this incredibly talented freestyler who can just come up with these amazing rhymes on the spot.
Right.
But when you dig a bit deeper, Harry Mack's whole approach to hip-hop, it almost seems like a contradiction, you know?
Yeah. Explain that, because he's known for this positive vibe, but rap, especially freestyle battles, it's always been a pretty aggressive space, hasn't it?
For sure. For sure. You think about diss tracks and it's like lyrical warfare, right?
Exactly.
It's all about taking down your opponent with the cleverest insult and wordplay. And that's a tradition that goes way back to the roots of hip-hop.
So Harry Mack just completely avoids that.
Well, not completely. He knows that competition is a part of rap, but he kind of channels it in a different way. Remember that reverse roast campaign he did with Starbucks?
Yeah, the one on Twitch.
Yes.
Instead of dissing people, he was like coming up with these personalized coffee recommendations.
Right. And it just shows you how deliberate he is about focusing on upliftment and connection.
It's a cool twist.
Yeah. It's not that he's ignoring the skills and wordplay. That's still essential to good rap. But he's using them to create a totally different experience.
And that leads us to the whole improvisation thing.
Oh, yeah.
Entire live shows, all based on what the audience suggests. It just blows my mind, the mental agility.
It's incredible, yeah. To freestyle effectively, you need a massive vocabulary.
It's a rare talent, that's for sure.
You need to understand rhythm and rhyme deeply.
Right.
And then you need to be able to think on your feet, making all these connections as you go. There are similarities to other art forms, like jazz or improv comedy, definitely.
Yeah.
But with rap, you've got this added layer of lyrical complexity, which makes it really difficult.
So it's not just rhyming words, it's about making those rhymes mean something, making them funny often, and doing it all on the spot.
Absolutely.
Talk about pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is that he keeps that positive energy throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Even when he's dealing with serious topics, there's this underlying sense of hope, of possibility.
It's pretty infectious, too.
Yeah.
That 2017 Venice Beach freestyle that went viral.
Oh, yeah.
That really launched his career.
It did. It really put him on the map.
It's a great example of how the internet can change someone's life.
Totally, yeah. That one video, and then all these opportunities opened up.
Talk shows, working with established artists like Kendrick Lamar.
It's amazing.
He built this massive online following from that one thing.
It's really the democratization of fame, you know?
So from freestyling on street corners to performing on big stages.
That's quite a journey.
All fueled by Starbucks Veranda Blend, apparently.
Right. And it makes you wonder if his love for coffee actually connects to how he approaches music.
Yeah.
Both have this incredible range of flavors and experiences.
That's a good point.
And just like how he created those custom coffee recommendations in that reverse roast, Harry creates unique musical experiences for every audience he performs for.
He's tailored it each time. And when it comes to influences, he always talks about Gift of Gab's verse on Blazing Arrow by Black Alicious as the moment he really fell in love with rap, which, you know, that's not exactly your typical top 40 stuff.
No, not at all. Gift of Gab is known for this incredibly dense, super intricate lyrical style.
Yeah.
It's like verbal gymnastics, you know. And for Harry Mack to point to that as his early inspiration, it says a lot about his own approach to wordplay and lyrical complexity.
He's coming from this underground place.
Yeah.
But then he's also influenced by legends like Nas, Black Thought, Rakim, Kendrick Lamar.
Now a really diverse range of styles.
How does he bring all of that together in his own work?
That's what's so fascinating about Harry Mack, right? He's obviously absorbed a lot from these masters of the craft.
He's got a good ear.
But he's not just imitating them. He's taking all these different styles and blending them into something that feels fresh and new. It's his own.
Yeah, like that story about him freestyling with the word Dior.
Oh, yes. That was brilliant.
The way he connected a high-end fashion brand to a punchline about rappers getting bad grades. It's amazing.
Such clever wordplay, finding these unexpected connections and turning them into witty, thought-provoking rhymes.
And he's not just embracing the craft itself, he's also embracing the way it's shared.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the first rappers to really utilize platforms like Twitch and Omegle.
Oh, absolutely. Especially during the pandemic. And that shows his entrepreneurial spirit, you know. He gets how technology is changing the music industry.
Right.
He's not sitting around waiting for opportunities. He's creating his own platforms and connecting directly with fans.
So we've got this unique blend of old school hip hop influences, this dedication to positive messages, and then this really smart use of technology. Where do you think that places him within the broader world of rap music today? Is he an exception, or is he a sign of things to come? Like, is the genre changing?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to answer it, I think we need to go deeper into his lyrics, look at the themes he explores, and see if that message of positivity goes beyond just surface-level good vibes.
All right, let's get into some of those lyrics then. See what he's really saying, if there's a deeper message behind the rhymes and the beats.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the lyrics you've pulled out here from some of his recent work.
Yeah, sounds good.
One of the things that really jumps out at me is how he manages to weave these super complex rhyme schemes and wordplay into verses that are ultimately about self-improvement, personal growth.
It's not just like a rah-rah, everything's awesome kind of positivity.
Right, exactly.
There's some real depth to it, to what he's saying.
Absolutely. Like in one track, he talks about, you know, building your own throne brick by brick and finding your purpose even when the world feels dark. It's this message of resilience and self-reliance that goes beyond just feel-good vibes, you know?
It's interesting because it kind of connects back to what we were talking about before, about the history of rap.
Yeah.
It's a genre that came from struggle from these communities who were marginalized, finding their voice.
Exactly, precisely. And you could argue that Harry Mack's approach seems like a departure from that, you know, the more confrontational style of early hip-hop.
Right.
But in a way, he's actually carrying on that tradition of using music to overcome adversity.
Right, it's just a different approach.
Yeah, it's a different way of doing it.
Instead of battling those external forces, he's saying, hey, battle your own inner demons. Rise above the challenges.
Exactly. And it's not always easy listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of his lyrics, they get pretty raw, pretty introspective. He touches on doubt, on fear, the pressure to succeed.
So there's a vulnerability there, right?
Yeah.
He's willing to be honest about those struggles while still promoting this message of positivity.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes his music so relatable.
It's real.
Yeah, he's not pretending to have all the answers. He's sharing his own journey, his own self-discovery, and kind of inviting listeners to come along.
Now, some people, some critics, might say this focus on positivity is a bit naive, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
That it ignores the problems, the injustices, the stuff that's going on in the world.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. But it's important to remember that art doesn't always have to be explicitly political or confrontational to be meaningful, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes just offering a message of hope, of possibility, that can be radical in itself, I think.
Especially in a world that can feel so negative at times.
Exactly. And what Harry Mack is doing is he's creating a space for joy, for connection. It's a reminder that even when things are tough, there's still beauty, there's goodness to be found.
It's like an antidote to all that cynicism and despair we see so much of.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not about ignoring the problems, pretending they're not there.
Right.
It's about choosing to focus on what's possible, what we can build together.
You know, it reminds me of what you said earlier about his love for coffee.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the caffeine, it's about the ritual, the whole experience,
Yeah.
the community that you often find around a good cup of coffee.
That's a great analogy. And just like a really skilled barista can create those beautiful latte art designs.
Yeah.
Harry Mack crafts these complex rhymes, these metaphors that leave you feeling uplifted. Inspired, yeah. It's more than just the words themselves, it's the feeling they evoke.
The connections that are made.
Exactly. And that's where his mastery of improvisation really comes in.
Right.
He taps into the energy of the crowd, of the moment, to create something unique, something meaningful.
Speaking of creating something unique, we got to talk about how he uses platforms like Twitch and Omegle.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's really embraced that digital world in a way a lot of artists haven't.
Absolutely. And I think that speaks to how well he understands that technology is changing, how music is consumed, how it's experienced.
Yeah.
It's not just performing, it's creating a community,
Right.
He's interacting with people in real time.
Getting those suggestions.
Taking suggestions, yeah.
Building connections that go beyond just listening to a song.
Yeah, it's like he's democratizing the music industry.
Right.
Breaking down the barriers between the artist and the audience.
It's been pretty successful, too. He's built this huge following online.
Yeah, he has.
He's reaching people all over the world.
It's amazing.
Do you think other artists, could they learn something from this, from his digital savvy?
Oh, definitely. I think Harry Mack is a fantastic example of how artists can use technology to build their careers and connect with their fans on a deeper level.
Right.
He's not afraid to experiment, to try new stuff.
Push the boundaries.
Yeah, push the boundaries of what's possible.
So we've talked about the depth of his lyrics, his innovative use of technology, his dedication to this message of positivity.
Yeah.
What does it all mean for the future of hip-hop, though? Is Harry Mack just an outlier, or is this like a sign of a bigger shift happening in the genre?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But there's no denying he's carved out his own unique space in the world of rap.
He has.
And he's attracting a really dedicated following.
It seems like there's this real desire for this kind of positivity, this connection, especially among younger generations.
Yeah, I think you're right. We live in a world that often feels very divided, very cynical.
Right.
And Harry Mack's music offers something different, something refreshing. It's a reminder that we can focus on what brings us together, on what lifts us up, inspires us.
So maybe he is pointing towards a future where hip-hop is less about aggression and more about supporting each other.
I think it's definitely possible. And if that's the case, then that's a future we can all look forward to.
It's a good future.
Yeah, it is.
All right, we've covered a lot here today.
We have.
We've looked at Harry Mack's unique style, the depth of his lyrics, how he's using technology, his impact on hip-hop in general.
Yeah, it's been great.
What stands out to you, though, as the most remarkable thing about his work?
You know, I think what's most remarkable about Harry Mack is just how authentic he is.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be anyone other than himself. And that comes through so strongly in his music.
It does.
He's not afraid to be vulnerable, to be silly, to be profound, all at the same time.
Right.
And that's what makes him so relatable, so compelling as an artist.
Yeah, it's like he's inviting us into his world, sharing his journey, and encouraging us to find our own paths.
To find our own paths to joy.
To fulfillment, yeah. And that's a pretty powerful message, I think.
It is. It really resonates.
It goes way beyond music, really.
For sure.
So as we start to wrap things up here,
yeah,
I think the question we want to leave everyone with is, how can you, like Harry Mack, use your own talents, your own passions, to spread positivity and make a difference in the world?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Something to think about for sure.
Yeah, because whether it's through music, art, or even just like our daily interactions,
right,
we all have that potential to make the world a bit brighter, you know?
We do. We do. And Harry Mack's story, it shows us that being positive, it doesn't mean ignoring the tough stuff, the challenging.
Right. It's about choosing where to focus your energy.
Exactly. It's about choosing to focus on the good, on the potential for growth, on connection, even when things are hard.
And that those two things, joy and resilience, they can go hand in hand.
They can. They absolutely can.
You can see the darkness, acknowledge it, without letting it take over.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's a good rhyme or a catchy beat that can lift you up, you know?
Yeah, a little reminder of the beauty that's still out there.
That's true.
You know, going back to the stuff you sent me, there's this quote from Harry that really stuck with me. He said, "I believe that music has the power to heal, to inspire, and to bring people together."
And you can feel that belief in his music. You know what I mean?
So
it's not just entertainment. It's deeper than that.
It is. It's like a mission for him.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of what makes him different from a lot of artists out there today.
I agree.
It's not about the fame, the money.
Right.
He's really trying to use his platform to spread this message of hope, of positivity.
Exactly. So what do you think? What's next for Harry Mack? Where does he go from here?
Well, if his career so far is anything to go by, I think we can expect the unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's constantly changing, evolving, pushing those boundaries.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to take risks, to try new things.
To connect with his audience in those innovative ways, yeah.
It's what makes him so exciting, so interesting.
It does, yeah. He's a true original, that's for sure.
I'm really curious to see where his music goes.
Yeah.
And how that message of positivity is going to impact things going forward.
Yeah, me too. And I think the biggest thing we can take away from all this, from this deep dive, is that Harry Mack's story is a story of hope.
It is.
It's a reminder that even when things are tough,
Right.
there's always that possibility for joy, for connection, for creative expression.
And that we each have the power to make a difference, to spread that light, to make the world a bit more harmonious.
Absolutely.
One rhyme at a time, one act of kindness, one cup of coffee. Right.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that about wraps it up for our deep dive.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this journey into the world of Harry Mack. We hope you check out his music, let those rhymes really sink in.
Yeah, give him a listen.
And see if his unique style, that blend of positivity and lyrical skill, maybe it inspires you to embrace a brighter world, a more connected world.
That's what it's all about.
That's it for today. Thanks for listening.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show the